Happy New Year, adventurers! Today we're here at Hollywood Studios to check out our first theme park of the year, and I thought today we'd go over everything you need to know about Disney World this year, from events to new openings, closures, and more. So that said, let's go ahead and have a great day adventure. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm actually going to be going from January to December when it comes to openings, closures, events. But for our first topic, it's actually going to be for Level 99 at Disney Springs, because when it comes to this is opening sometime this year. It is actually going to be an entertainment venue with all sorts of interactive social gaming for adults, where I think the best comparison I heard is like a Disney Quest for adults. So I am excited to see what comes in that. When it comes to January, let's first start things off with the one change, and that's going to be the repainting of Cinderella Castle. For those of you who have been to the parks over the last 5 years, you can actually see that the castle was actually pink. That's because it was for the 50th anniversary, but now is actually going to be repainted starting in January. As I'm recording this is actually January 9th as of today, and we're actually in the middle of Walt Disney World Marathon. What it means that from January 7th to 11th, there is a whole marathon weekend where there's going to be all sorts of races, from a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and then ultimately the marathon itself. Am I going to be participating in this race? Not really, no. Though we're actually going to be moving on to Epcot, because for this year there is going to be a return of the 4 festivals, starting with Epcot Festival of the Arts, starting on January 16th to February 23rd, where for Festival Arts, it is going to be a whole festival with all sorts of artwork. There's going to be a celebration of Broadway shows. There's also a Broadway concert series. Honestly, it is my favorite of the festivals, and I cannot wait to see them. Alongside the events, there's also going to be a return of Disney After Hours events, starting from January to September on select nights. Now, this is going to be a separate ticketed After Hours event, where you can go on rides with little wait times, along with having all sorts of snacks and drinks included. There is going to be 3 parks offered for the After Hours events, from Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and even Hollywood Studios, where you can actually see dates for all 3 of them right here. But I think now it is actually going to be important to talk about a ride closure in February, because there's going to be Dinosaur along with the rest of Dinoland closing for good on February 2nd. The last day will be February 1st. This will be replaced with Tropical Americas coming next year. So I am looking forward to that. Though I am sad to see Dinoland go along with Dinosaur. Speaking about closures, there's going to be a closure of Frozen Ever After temporarily, since they're actually going to get their animatronics replaced with regular animatronics that are found in Hong Kong Disneyland and Disneyland Paris, to replace the face model projection animatronics finally, where it is set to close temporarily from January 26th and will reopen sometime in February. Starting on February 26th to March 2nd, there's going to be the Disney Princess Half Marathon Weekend. This is basically similar to a regular marathon weekend, but this is going to be all themed to Disney princesses, where during the race you can meet some Disney princesses. But that same weekend, Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith will be closing on March 1st, where ultimately it will be replaced by Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets in summer. Though starting on March 4th to June 1st, there is going to be Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. There's going to be a celebration of gardens where you can see all sorts of topiaries, a butterfly garden, and learn more about gardens and topiaries, where there's also some springtime food and even live concerts too, with all sorts of performers during this spring. Now, starting in spring, there's actually going to be 2 rides that will be reopening at Magic Kingdom. Let's start off with Buzz Lightyear Space Trainer Spin, since there's going to be a whole new show scene with new character named Buddy. There's also going to be new gameplay enhancements. As for the next ride, there's going to be Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Now, this is actually going to be a really cool little refurbishment, since it will feature a brand new story, and then there's going to be all new effects along with the retracking of the ride itself, where I am excited to see this. Now, for the next event in spring, there's going to be, you guessed it, the Springtime Surprise Weekend. This is going to be another race weekend from April 16th to 20th, where this will be a whole springtime surprise. Besides that, there's also going to be the new Mandalorian Grogu mission update for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run starting on May 22nd, where there's going to be a whole new mission where you get to go with Mandalorian and Grogu, as it'll be pretty amazing to see. And then from May 26th to September 8th, Cool Kids Summer will return. And for the event itself, there's some cool kids activities. Like, for example, like we saw last year, there was some dance parties, some activity areas where kids got to draw and do some pictures, along with some character meet and greets. More importantly, both Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon will be open at the same time. But then on Memorial Day, there's going to be the debut of Soarin' Across America. This is going to be a whole retheme where this new film will be starting on Memorial Day to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, where this is going to be showcasing all the scenic areas of America. There's also going to be Banana Ball from May 29th to 30th, where, if you know Savannah Bananas, they will be at ESPN Worldwide Sports. During May to September 2026, there's going to be a Disney H2O Glow After Hours event at Typhoon Lagoon, where after nighttime you can actually go to Typhoon Lagoon and experience water slides, lazy rivers, characters, DJ, and more. And then during summer, we don't know exactly any of these dates, though during summer we will be seeing some new additions. Like, for example, we will be seeing a new character meet and greet with Bluebeam Bingo at Conservation Station this summer at Animal Kingdom. And then on top of that, there's going to be the opening of Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets, where it will be reopening sometime in summer, as in this ride you will have to go on a rock and roll roller coaster with the Muppets themselves and Electric Mayhem. Then for 4th of July, there's actually 2 celebrations happening at both Magic Kingdom and Epcot. But there's something important you might need to know, and that's that you can actually watch both of them during your visit, because on July 3rd to 4th, Magic Kingdom will have all their celebrations where you can experience a DJ along with seeing Celebrate America fireworks, as this is basically a whole 360 fireworks show where you get to see all sorts of fireworks with patriotic music. And then there's also going to be Epcot celebration on July 4th with their whole firework tag at the end, Heartbeat of Freedom, where there's going to be a bunch of fireworks. And I gotta say, these are the biggest fireworks shows in all of Florida. And I can say that after seeing so many fireworks. Now here at Hollywood Studios, there's going to be a brand new land coming late summer with the magic of Disney animation, as this will feature Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live, a new Disney Junior show for kids with Mickey and all of his friends. There's even going to be a new 15-minute short film all about animation. You can also take animation classes along with meeting all sorts of characters inside. After summer and all of its awful heat and storms, then we get to Halloween festivities with Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party starting in August. This is actually going to be from August to October, where it will actually feature all sorts of Halloween festivities in a separate ticketed Halloween event. If you don't know anything about the two parties at Magic Kingdom, these are going to be separate ticketed events, where for Halloween Party, this is actually going to feature all sorts of characters in their Halloween outfits. There's also going to be trick-or-treating, some shows like the Boo To You Halloween Parade, Hocus Pocus, along with the fireworks at the end. Then in late August to November, there's going to be Epcot's Food and Wine Festival happening, where this is going to feature all sorts of food booths with food from around the world, along with a whole Eat to Beat concert series with many artists. And then from October 23rd to 26th, there is going to be Epcot's Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend. This is a whole half marathon weekend themed to food and wine, where there's going to be a 5K, 10K, and ultimately the half marathon, where you get to see all sorts of characters and run through the parks after hours. Now, for the holidays, there's going to be Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party starting in November to December. Again, just like the Halloween party, it's going to be a separate ticketed holiday event where you can meet all sorts of characters in their holiday outfits. There's also going to be some rides themed to the holidays with special overlays like Space Mountain, Mad Tea Party. Plus, there's also going to be a few shows such as Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration, where you can see Mickey and friends celebrate the holidays at Cinderella Castle Stage, along with the addition of Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade with all sorts of festive floats and music, and then Minnie's Most Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks, as this whole fireworks show is absolutely amazing and one of the best fireworks shows there. But then, at the same time too, Hollywood Studios will have their own separate ticketed holiday events, as there's going to be Disney's Jollywood Nights, where you get to see a whole Muppet show with Mickey, Minnie, and special guests. There's also going to be another show where there's going to be a Nightmare of Christmas sing-along. There's also a fireworks show with Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam. And then there's also going to be some rare characters you meet. For example, last year there was Lotso, Bing Bong, Duffy, and plenty of other characters throughout the park. Then there's also going to be Epcot Festival of the Holidays from late November to December. This is going to be included with the park, thankfully, as there's going to be holiday storytellers throughout the World Showcase, along with some food offerings, and then the Candlelight Processional, where it will feature a celebrity narrator telling the story of Christmas. As in my opinion, out of 4 festivals, this might be the biggest show, mostly because of the celebrity narrators. At Animal Kingdom, there is the Merry Menagerie starting in November, where these are animal puppets at the front of Animal Kingdom, where you get to see all sorts of winter animals there. There's also tons of garland and trees, where it is just so impressive how much they put into these decorations. Then there's also the Christmas tree stroll happening at Disney Springs, where yes, they also have some events, thankfully, where there's going to be some entertainment and also playing Christmas trees, where if you find all of them, you get a special prize at the end. And that's pretty much it with all of the major events. However, there is one last event I need to talk about, and that is, of course, New Year's Eve. At Magic Kingdom, there is going to be special fireworks happening twice per night at both nights, where there's also going to be some DJs throughout the park. Then over at Epcot, there's going to be some more DJs throughout the World Showcase, along with fireworks at the end of the night, the countdown to New Year's. And from everything I heard, Epcot is pure insanity during New Year's Eve. As this is a bucket list for me. I really hope one day I get to do this, but I guess we'll find out one of these days. Last but not least, so at Hollywood Studios, there's going to be a special live DJ along with some fireworks countdown to New Year's, where this is admittedly a bit smaller, but if you are at Hollywood Studios during New Year's Eve, then it's another celebration you can go to. As for now, that is pretty much it with everything coming to Disney World this year. Let me know in comments down below. What are you most excited to see for this year? I'd love to hear. And as always, till next time, Adventurers, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.